Welcome to your Cyber Tips Explainer, where we make everyday people understand the cyber world around us. Today we're talking about that little camera you have. Maybe it's pointed at your front door, or maybe it's in your living room, the one you bought for that little extra peace of mind. Well, we're going to peel back the curtain and look at the deeply unsettling reality of who else might be looking through those digital eyes we invite into our most private spaces. Right. You buy it for a reason. You want to check in on the kids, the dog, or just make sure that package you were expecting actually arrived. It's meant to be your silent guardian, right? A little technological sentinel standing watch over your personal space. Its whole job is to give you, and only you, a window into your home when you're not there. But what happens when that window works both ways? What if the very tool you bought for security becomes a portal for unseen, uninvited eyes to peer right into your life, turning your sanctuary into a stage for complete strangers? And let me be clear, this isn't some plot from a sci-fi movie. It's a chilling, documented reality for thousands and thousands of people. So let's just get this straight from the get-go. This isn't a theory. The threat of somebody watching you through your own camera is real, it is widespread, and it is happening right now, on a scale that is honestly kind of staggering. This quote from HuffPost just nails the feeling, doesn't it? It's that fundamental violation that happens when the one place on Earth you're supposed to feel completely secure is compromised. It's a betrayal of trust, not just in a gadget, but in the very idea of privacy itself. And if you need proof, look no further than a website called Instacam. Now, this isn't some shady dark web hideout. It's a publicly accessible website. Anyone can go there, and it streams live footage from tens of thousands of vulnerable cameras all over the globe. Cameras that are just wide open, usually because their owners never bothered to change the factory default password. We're talking living rooms, backyards, offices, all streamed live 24/7 for anyone to see. This proves the threat isn't just possible, it's a public spectacle. And the scale of this can be just immense. Look at this number, 150,000. In 2021, a single white hat hacker, so one of the good guys, got access to that many security cameras just to prove a point. And these weren't just in people's homes. These were inside hospitals, schools, police stations, even high-security prisons. It was a massive wake-up call, a shocking demonstration of how fragile these systems really are. Okay. Now we're going to shift gears. We're moving from this sort of widespread, creepy, passive threat to a specific, terrifying story where this exact vulnerability was turned into an active weapon. This is the swatting nightmare. This timeline breaks down exactly how this terrifying event unfolded, and it starts with something so common, so many of us do it: reusing passwords. The hackers found people who use the exact same password for an old Yahoo email account and their Ring camera. With that one simple key, they didn't just get access to an inbox, they got a live feed into someone's home. But they didn't stop there. They called 911 with a fake, violent threat, a dangerous prank called swatting. And then, in a truly cruel twist, they used the family's own camera to live stream the terrifying police raid to their friends online, taunting the victims and the officers in real time. And this right here is the digital domino effect that made the whole thing possible. The hackers, James McCarty and Kaya Nelson, weren't some kind of super geniuses. They just exploited a single, incredibly common mistake. A password that was leaked from an old Yahoo data breach became the key to someone's front door, all because that same password was used again for their Ring camera. They didn't have to break the lock. The victims basically left the key out for them to find. This attack method actually has a name. It's called credential stuffing. What hackers do is they take these massive lists of usernames and passwords from old data breaches, from places like Yahoo or LinkedIn, and they use automated software, bots, to try those same logins on thousands of other websites. Your bank, your social media, and your home camera app. It's a pure numbers game. They're just betting that you, like most people, reuse passwords. And the scary part is that bet pays off for them way too often. And make no mistake, this was not treated like some harmless prank. These digital actions had severe, real-world consequences. For planning and executing these attacks, McCarty and Nelson faced up to 7 years in federal prison. And that sentence, well, it sends a pretty clear message about how seriously law enforcement now takes this kind of digital terrorism. So, how does a breach like this even happen? I mean, it's not magic, it's a method. And if we can understand the anatomy of a breach, we can see exactly where we need to build our defenses. Generally speaking, a hack follows these 4 stages. It starts with reconnaissance. That's basically the hacker casing the digital neighborhood, scanning the internet for easy targets, like cameras with default passwords. Next is exploitation. That's the actual break-in, using a weakness they found. Then they establish access, planting a digital backdoor so they can come and go as they please. And finally, they cover their tracks, trying to delete any evidence they were ever there. It's a patient, methodical process that always looks for the path of least resistance. Okay, now that we get the process, let's make this personal. What are the common digital weaknesses that these hackers are actively hunting for in your setup? It really boils down to these 5 areas. These are the cracks in our digital armor, where most attacks sneak through. So let's break down each one, from the passwords you pick to the software you might be forgetting to update. Okay, the number one, by far the easiest and most common way a hacker gets in is by using the default credentials, the username and password that the camera shipped with from the factory. A truly staggering number of people just never change them. And that is the digital equivalent of leaving your house key right under the doormat. I mean, just look at this table. These aren't secrets. They're publicly known defaults. Hackers run automated bots that just roam the internet 24/7, trying these exact login combinations on every device they can find. It's like a thief walking down the street, just systematically trying to handle every single car door, because they know eventually one is going to be unlocked. It's really easy to forget that your security camera isn't just a lens. It's a tiny little computer, and it runs its own software, usually called firmware. Just like the software on your phone or your laptop, it can have bugs and security flaws. When a company pushes out an update, it's usually to fix those very flaws. If you don't install it, you're leaving a known unlocked door for hackers to just walk right through. And then there's this really scary concept called a zero-day vulnerability. This is basically a hacker's holy grail. A zero-day is a security flaw that the manufacturer themselves doesn't even know exists yet. That means there's no patch, no fix available for you to download. For a user, it's the most dangerous kind of flaw, because you are completely at the mercy of the company to find it and fix it before a criminal does. And please, don't think this is just a problem with cheap, no-name brands. Nope. Axis is a massive supplier to corporations and governments. Dahua is the world's second-largest CCTV maker. Both have had critical flaws discovered that could let a hacker completely take over a device. It's a constant cat-and-mouse game, which is exactly why installing those updates is so critical. Some cameras, especially older or cheaper models, send their video stream over your Wi-Fi without any encryption. This is the digital equivalent of sending a postcard instead of a sealed letter. Anyone who can get onto your network, a neighbor, a visitor, a hacker, could potentially intercept that stream and see everything your camera sees. The technique they use for this is called packet sniffing. Now, it sounds really complex, but there are free tools out there that make it surprisingly easy to do. A hacker on your Wi-Fi network can capture all the digital data packets flying through the air. And if your camera's video stream isn't encrypted, those packets are just raw video, and they can watch it just as easily as you can. But at the end of the day, the most sophisticated technology in the world can be defeated by plain old human error. Our own habits, reusing passwords, clicking on suspicious links, are often the weakest link in the entire security chain. 2 classic methods really prey on this human trust. On the left, you've got phishing. You get a fake email that looks totally legit, maybe from Ring Security, designed to panic you into clicking a link and logging into a fake website, which of course steals your password. On the right is social engineering. This is where someone actually calls you, pretending to be from tech support, creating a sense of urgency to convince you to just hand over your password. Both methods completely bypass technology and target the person in the chair, you. Okay, that's enough of the scary stuff. We get it. We understand the problem. So now, let's talk about empowerment. It's time to fight back. Let's talk about how you build your digital fortress. A really strong defense rests on 3 main pillars. First, you have to secure your devices, the cameras themselves. Second, you need to harden your network. That's the digital environment they live in. And third, you have to practice good digital hygiene, the simple daily habits that keep you safe online. All right, listen up. If you only take one single piece of advice from this entire explainer, please let it be this one. Enable two-factor authentication, or 2FA. It is the single most effective thing you can do to protect any online account. Think of it as a digital bulletproof vest. Even if a hacker manages to steal your password, they are stopped cold because they don't have that 6-digit code that just popped up on your phone. It is an absolute game changer. Turn it on everywhere you possibly can. Now, hardening your network sounds intimidating, but it's really not. Make sure your Wi-Fi is using the latest encryption, WPA3. It's usually just a simple setting in your router's app. And just like with your camera, change your Wi-Fi's default admin password. Here's a pro tip. Put all your smart devices, like cameras and speakers, on a separate guest network. That way, if a camera gets hacked, the attacker is stuck there, away from your important stuff like your computers. And finally, look for a setting called UPnP, or Universal Plug and Play, and just turn it off. It's a convenience feature that can accidentally open backdoors into your network. And then there's digital hygiene. Honestly, think of it like washing your hands. Regularly updating your camera's firmware is a simple, fundamental habit that prevents so many problems. The manufacturers release these updates specifically to patch security holes they've found. So by enabling automatic updates wherever you can, you're ensuring your defenses are always as strong as they can possibly be.
You see, security isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's an ongoing process. And it really requires a mental shift from just being a passive user of a device to being a vigilant guardian of your own digital space.
So let's ask the most critical question. What if, despite all your best efforts, someone still gets through? How would you even know? Well, it turns out there are some surprisingly clear signs that your camera has been compromised.
First off, does the camera move or pan on its own when it shouldn't? That's a massive red flag. Is that little status light blinking when you know nobody in your family is watching the feed? Pay attention to that. Listen, do you hear bizarre static, weird clicks, or even voices coming from the speaker? Has the performance suddenly gotten really slow or laggy? Its brain power might be being used for something else. These are all clues that someone else has their hands on the controls.
And this brings us to a final, really crucial piece of advice from security expert Alex Hammerstone. It's all about limiting the potential damage. Because even with the best security in the world, the risk is never zero. So be mindful of where you place your cameras. A camera in the kitchen is one thing. A camera in a bedroom is something else entirely. Before you install any camera, always ask yourself this simple question. If the absolute worst-case scenario happened and this footage leaked, what would the impact be? And that brings us right back to the core question of this entire explainer. Your camera is watching your home, but who's watching your camera? We install these devices to be our eyes, but when we do that, we take on a new responsibility to become the watchers of our watchers. It takes awareness, and it takes a commitment to protecting our own privacy in this incredibly connected world. Subscribe to this channel, like and share this video with someone you deeply care about to have a foolproof cyber defense.